What if I told you the charming couple who stole our hearts renovating homes in small-town Mississippi has quietly become HGTV's most influential power duo? Because Ben and Erin Napier went from running a local stationery brand to transforming entire American towns, collaborating with dozens of fellow TV stars, and doing it all while raising two young daughters without losing their Laurel roots. So buckle up as we trace how far they've come and where they're headed next. Starting with how they started, long before the cameras, they were two college kids in Mississippi whose paths crossed in 2004 at Jones County Junior College in Ellisville, when design student Erin, working on the yearbook, was assigned to profile history major Ben, a 6'6" tall presence who stood out for his grounded character. And that simple assignment sparked a partnership that would grow into design, woodworking, and eventually television. Erin's childhood spent outdoors in Mississippi, climbing trees, roaming woods, and hunting arrowheads, sharpened her eye for natural materials and history, while Ben, studying history, picked up part-time work at an upholstery and furniture shop where he learned repair and craftsmanship and developed a respect for the beauty of age and wear. After college, Erin entered corporate graphic design and then launched her own company, Lucky Lux, custom stationery with an international following. As Ben kept building his woodworking skills and leaned into community development, and when they chose to live in Erin's hometown of Laurel, they found a downtown with shuttered storefronts and aging homes. So Ben joined Main Street America and eventually led Laurel's chapter, recruiting businesses and championing historic preservation, while Erin blogged the story of their projects and their community. And that authentic window into small-town life drew an audience beyond Mississippi, enough that TV producers came calling. At first, the couple hesitated. Television wasn't the plan. But the promise of helping more people and boosting small-town revitalization persuaded them. And in January 2016, HGTV premiered Hometown, a show where they help families buy and restore older Laurel houses with an emphasis on history, design, and craftsmanship over manufactured drama. Erin helms color, layout, and decor with a timeless, practical lens. Ben focuses on woodworking, custom furniture, and saved architectural details, and together they model respect for a home story. Hometown quickly became an HGTV staple, praised for a community focus and care-first renovations. And the spotlight on Laurel lifted local artisans and businesses as visitors arrived, while the Napiers expanded with Laurel Mercantile Company, a downtown store offering American-made goods, furniture by Ben, home products by Erin, that became a fan destination. The franchise later widened with Hometown Takeover, shifting from one house at a time to whole-town revitalization and proving their impact travels, even as their family grew, two daughters, Helen and May, while they kept the public narrative centered on work, craft, and community. Season after season, Hometown has stayed central to HGTV, showing families of all kinds that historic structures can serve modern life, and that small towns are worth the investment. With Ben's one-of-a-kind builds anchoring each project and Erin's designs favoring longevity over fleeting trends, together conveying the same message. Preserve what matters, adapt with care. Their rise from a 2004 yearbook assignment to national hosts underscores how local service can scale without chasing fame. Hometown remains strong. Laurel Mercantile continues, and they keep shaping television and community development with a broader cultural pull toward authenticity and place-based storytelling. Of course, the spotlight brings friction, which leads us to present-day struggles. On camera, they seem endlessly upbeat. But like any family, they've navigated health scares, tough calls, and public criticism. Because TV means millions weigh in on every detail. Erin's soft palettes or period-correct pieces inspire many and upset some. And during Hometown Takeover in Sebring, Florida, she called out vulgar online comments that ignored the real families living in those homes, urging people to be kinder. Debates flared over a striped green and white awning that fit the budget and honored the home's history when some demanded a wooden arch instead, or over keeping original kitchen flooring others thought clashed. Small design choices ballooning into loud arguments, yet the Napiers stood by their decisions, explaining that budgets, timelines, and homeowner needs drive outcomes, and the TV can't show every constraint. Rumors have also swirled that they might quit HGTV. Whispers they address directly by saying they have no plans to walk away. They still love helping families and towns. But the speculation shows how any post or photo can turn into a headline. Behind Ben's big frame and easy grin are real medical hurdles. In 2023, he underwent shoulder surgery, torn rotator cuff repair, bone spur removal, cartilage work that sidelined his tool hand for months. A tough shift for a hands-on builder, and chronic ankle pain from an old basketball injury persisted until 2025. When Erin shared he started stem wave therapy to heal damaged tissue, he's called that ankle destroyed, a hint at the severity, while weight and blood pressure concerns pushed him to change course. Shedding nearly 100 pounds through diet and exercise and installing a home gym to keep momentum. They faced COVID-19 like so many families. Erin shared that 3 of 4 members tested positive in early 2024. Thankfully recovering and beyond health, they shoulder the strain of multiple businesses and productions, running Laurel Mercantile, filming Hometown and Hometown Takeover, planning builds, meeting budgets, and hitting strict air dates while real families wait on real keys, which makes true rest rare. Even so, they meet the pressure with unusual honesty. Ben posts surgery and recovery updates. Erin writes candidly about anxiety, refusing to play perfect and reminding viewers their purpose is unchanged. Help towns, help families, not chase fame. So, what are they doing now? The Hometown Takeover spotlight is on Sebring, Florida for Season 3, a lakeside community that, like many small towns, saw businesses close, downtown streets quiet, and historic buildings fray. Across 6 episodes, the Napiers and a coalition of makers, builders, and neighbors tackle more than a dozen projects from private homes to public spaces, with Circle Park, the circular heart of town, refreshed for daily use and festivals, and beloved Sebring soda renewed by saving transom windows and vintage cabinets while brightening the space. Living proof of their ethos. Honor what's original, add energy where it's needed. Collaborations keep extending their reach, including a partnership with Shades of Light translating Laurel's spirit into lighting that mixes classic Southern charm with clean, modern lines, letting fans bring a bit of the hometown look into kitchens, living rooms, and bedrooms, and Hometown itself keeps rolling with new seasons announced in 2023, pointing toward fresh episodes through 2027. Beyond TV and products, they've stepped into non-profit work with Osprey, Old School Parents Raising Engaged Youth, launched mid-2023, a values-driven effort urging families to delay social media until high school and to trade some screen time for face-to-face childhood, an idea that sparked praise and debate but aligns with their priorities as parents and community leaders. Meanwhile, they're restoring a country house outside Laurel, a retreat for slow mornings and family privacy, designed with the same balance they offer clients, because rest is as intentional as work. Their greatest daily challenge remains balance, raising Helen and May while filming, running a store, traveling, and honoring partnerships, which is why they keep Laurel as home base, surrounded by relatives and friends. Erin wants her girls to grow, where neighbors know their names, and the outdoors is part of every day, and that vision guides what they say yes to. Life off-camera is simple by design, gardening, cooking, keeping traditions, and letting the country place do its work. Tall pines, wide spaces. A 1930s house built with old-growth beams and broad plank floors so stout that, as Ben likes to note, it weathered a tree fall during a 1980s tornado with barely a scar, and inside it feels lived in rather than staged, a practical, welcoming kitchen, a conversation-ready living room, bedrooms filled with books and play, and a handmade crib Ben built, now carefully stored for the future. They added a greenhouse of reclaimed windows and old barn doors and plant hydrangeas, Erin's wedding flower, with the girls watering, harvesting herbs, and learning patience. Community is still stitched into the week. Ben grew up in a preacher's home where service was normal, so he shares the garden's bounty, lends tools, and models generosity while Erin sets a rhythm of family meals, crafts, and celebrations that give their daughters deep roots. Travel for work doubles as discovery, museums, barns, and parks where the girls learn history and stretch their legs, and they honor small milestones, like when May moved out of the crib because they know childhood moves fast. Parenting brings its own learning curve. Ben, raised with 3 brothers, is still calibrating too soft versus too strict, and both parents admit filming crunches can upend dinner plans or creative time. While old houses and gardens always need tending, but the meaning behind their choices stands. Every project is also a lesson for Helen and May about care, tradition, and craftsmanship. Taken together,